Head on, guys. We got our 5 Qs, 5 teams, a little analysis here. A few things I wanted to go through first, and one of them was Blore. So a few questions on him, and he's definitely someone that I had thought about when he played a couple of weeks ago and absolutely dominated and looked amazing. And then we kind of had the buy, and I did forget about him until probably yesterday morning. So Blore, 470k, super cheap, low break even, potential to become a keeper, but he's also potentially has the ability to be dropped. So that's the main issue with Blore. Has anywhere between, like, I'd say a 35 and that 77 floor to ceiling ratio, and could definitely be a solid one to pick up in any of your squads for sure. I think the main reason you would pick him up is if you are pretty low on team value and you are happy to take a little bit of a risk there with him and his ability to to score for you and not be dropped out of that side. So IPAP and Bateman, these guys are the better options at this stage, but that's how I'd be looking at Blore. I definitely thought about him in my side, but I'd probably want Lem out of my side anyway, so I'm likely going to have to downgrade him anyway, so probably going to leave Blore and get IPAP instead, but I think Blore is a great option there for sure. Next one, I'll just go through this team while we're here on it now. Low on trade, so I'd like to start looking at keepers I want for late season push, given I have Lem and Walsh. I think they're two logical cash downs this week. My other option is to grab 2 round 19 players and go for cash downs after 20. Lem to Piakura plus Walsh to C&K leaves me 380 in the bank for round 20, where I'll cash up Tohu to Haas and Turpin to D for feeder. Yeah, Turpin's one sweet. Tohu one you'll have to work out, because I think with DeBellin and Horsburgh out, you're likely going to need Tohu in that round, but it's just that's just my opinion. Lean more to option one looking ahead for the rest of the season. Yeah, I definitely think it could work. Walsh being out, I think it's a good time to trade him out. You have the 3-4, well, you'll be playing Trebojevic, so you don't want to be doing that. So get rid of Walshy and do that one will be good. Lem, getting rid of him will work out well also. So you've just made the one trade at the moment, is that right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Where is the Piakura one? Maybe where is there already one trade? Anyway, I think that works, man. Obviously 3 trades, make those 2 as well, leaves you with 1. So not super ideal. You're obviously going to be holding steady until that point, but could definitely work out for sure on that one. So let's get rid of that one. Let's go to this next beautiful team, and then we'll ask you a few more questions. We're going to go through some of my YouTube comments in there as well, so that'll be fun for sure. Jamie the Man, I request an SOS. All right, smells like a meat pie. Had a cracking week last week. Why do you need an SOS? Rank history all the way down to, 22,500? Well, not as bad as myself, so there you go, not too bad. Worked it back into the 7,000, sitting around the 5s, and a big improvement lately. So well done, man. That's a massive jump the last couple of weeks. It obviously doesn't show your massive jump from round 16 to 17 there, and you have all your players set out from round 18 onwards. So good stuff. Loving that setup there. You got Ponga sitting there in the emergencies. Okay, interesting choice. I think he's going to dominate this week. Liero, although he could make some tackles versus Penrith at his BE, could be worth saving. He definitely won't make his BE. His BE is going to be like 70. Yuck. Lem bench will lose cash. Yep. Trade-ins, IPAP, yes. Tafade, if he keeps his spot. Yeah, so everyone's talking about the center matchups. Who do you pick? Who do you go for? Like, I think Tomoko is going to be the best at that cheaper price. Anything under like that 520 or whatever you need, anything down there, I think he's going to be the best. Obviously, if you have a lot of round 20 outs already, then that could be a reason to push you away from him. The cheaper option, if you don't want to go for like borderline keeper style players, is going to be Val. It's going to be Seb Chris. If you're not worried about the round 20 guys, then Seb Chris will do a job for sure. So that's something to think about there on that front. Just a big question mark on a few of those guys. Is Val going to keep his spot? All those kind of things. Looks like Aiken might be dropped. We'll have to find out what happens with their updated team list for sure. But he's potentially out. I don't know. He did get stood up. He did get smashed by Penasini. And that whole left side struggled a bit. So I think they're going to bring Hammer in there to try and save themselves with Kenny Bromwich playing on that edge. A little bit less speed with Aiken, Kenny Bromwich and that. Tessie New there. So maybe they're just trying to shore up the defensive line. Is my general theory on why Hammer would be looking to be in the centers. Cannot get to IPAP in one trade is the thing. I think going down to Valence Tafade is going to be fine, man. For sure on that one. All right, I just want to drop in and get some of the questions going on that front. Who should I trade Oloapu to? Looking for someone around the same price or cheaper? I think Val Tafade, these types of guys are going to work out pretty fine. I doubt Sandon Smith's going to keep his spot. Just a few of those guys. Obviously, all the cheapies that I went through in that video would work out. There's not a lot of them. If you need same price or cheaper, there's not a lot, to be honest with you there. have 7 trades going into this round. I'm thinking Moses to Hines purely for the fact Hines plays 3 more games if he doesn't make Origin, and 2 more if he does. Best captaincy option for this round. Yeah, if you don't have Hines there, I think that's the best way to go about it. And Oliver put anyone 519 down or less, so make a forced trade trading at Lem. Yeah, like someone like Tomoko could work well for sure on that one. Blore is not a sell. That's in the Supercoach one. Can we give him? We won't give him a love heart, will we? Because he'll think I said he was a sell. What about C&K? Solid option. Yeah, for sure, man. He continues to do really well. Getting more expensive now, so that's that. Graham, I think, good chance of getting Origin. Thoughts on Munster? Yeah, definitely a great pickup. Let's talk about Origin pickups while we're here. So, the Origin guys, which one of them would I select right now if I wanted to get an Origin guy? I didn't need a round 19 player. Someone like Payne Haas is going to get. I should get a big score this week. Isaiah Yeo, so a few of the mids would be cool. And then hopefully they likely back up in 20 when you probably need a mid. If you're looking at the wing fullback position, to be honest, there's not a lot in that position that you'd probably want this week. So let's avoid that. Edge is the guns, IPAP, Nicaragua, those types of guys I'd be grabbing this week that are non-Origin guys. But Origin players for Feeder, you could, but he may get a bit of a rest in round 20. How many minutes does he play in Origin? For the most part, I think you should be looking to avoid majority of the Origin guys, considering they're likely, yes, to score well this week, but they miss 19. They usually don't score as well in 20, so I'd avoid. But Munster's getting really cheap, and he's had his rest now. I think there's more chance of Harry Grant rest in 20 now than Munster rest in 20. So, yeah, he's had his partying, he's got his sickness out of the way, whatever. So I think that he's definitely a solid one, a little bit more up and down, and does come up against the Panthers this week. So keep that in mind as well with him. Currently on Bateman, Simpkin, and Buller. Is iPad for Hosking also okay, you reckon, or too many Tigers? Nah, lock it in, man. Doesn't matter at all. Simpkin, you might need to move on later on. Yeah, the no buys left is cool, as Izzy said. Thank you for that, Izzy. Not keen on getting rid of Moses, but I have 7 trades left. Can bring him back. I'm thinking about going Moses to Hines. You need Hines, man. Do it this week. 7 trades available is cool. Thoughts on Suoli'i. Doesn't play around 19. Not that excited by him. He'd be a cash down, but most likely you need someone who's going to be playing in one of those other rounds, that's for sure. Let's go remove this one down and get back into some of the pictures. All right, pictures and words. Let's go. I'm in shambles this week before TLT. Was looking into Tola and Nikorima to Horse and Simpkin. Now that looks pretty cool, but I think Horse, unfortunately for him and us as owners, is he's going to be missing round 19 and 20 if he makes Origin. So I would remove Horse from that one. 5 traded options have risen. Bird, Nikorima, Lem, Oluwapu, and Totola. Okay, you could probably just go Oluwapu down to a cheapie and Nikorima up. So Oluwapu down to a Simpkin if you needed that. You've got Terps. Who else you got? Yeah, where are your hookers? Okay. Yeah, Simpkin might be the play for you this week, just to get a cheapie in there, 270k. And then you can upgrade Nikorima to 600 and whatever that is, 600 and... yeah, 660, 670. So that'll be pretty good. That'll get you up there. You obviously have Hines that you'd like as well. So how would you get him? Moses might be the one to get to Hines, just with you. Obviously 5 trades remaining. You probably don't want to use more than the 3. So it could be Moses to Hines on this front. You do need actual playing players. Nikorima is playing fullback this week, so maybe you could hold off on trading him. So it could be Moses to Hines. And then you can captain him, obviously. And then Oluwapu to Simpkin. That would get you the 18 players, which would be cool, and that gives you an opportunity to loop as well with Nikorima. Like, you can make that decision. So that's probably where I'd go to make the 2 trades. Jack Bird to Simpkin, Oluwapu to Valtafare, Nikorima to Hines. Yeah, I think with Nikorima likely to play fullback, I think you probably leave him this week in the squad and hopefully take a good score out of him. And just see if Bird comes back next week, because if you get him for next round, you have a nice center for round 19. So yeah, if he's out for that week as well, then I think Birdie's done, and you'd have to trade him out then. So maybe just give him 1 week to get back in the side. Valtafare's got a few issues, so yeah, just do the 2 trades I said there. I think would work best for you. Let's go to team 3. So there's a few more to go here. We've got our favorite Matty Keyworth launch that he does with his picture each and every week. King Ralph, hi Jamie, love your analysis and advice. It's helped me improve from the top 20k last year to the top 400 this year. Yeah, let's go, big fella. How amazing is that? Would appreciate some advice on how to proceed for the home run. All right, 1 trade remaining. He's used 3 this week. Okay, what trades have you done? Hoping around 20 to trade in Haas, Grant for feeder. Not sure who to trade out. I was thinking of selling Preston, Boyd, and Harris, cashing out Turpin for a cheap hooker like Hands to cover Grant. This cuts are very fine with the salary, but I could go for cheaper hooker cover if necessary. I wouldn't be looking at trading those 3 guys anytime soon. but yeah, that's completely up to you. Have 4 eels, which will be a problem round 27. Yeah, so you definitely want to keep at least a trade to probably remove one of them in that way. You can leave 2 out. It's going to be fine, but yeah, not sure what trades you've made this week. I'm assuming Val Tafari probably should have told me that, but yeah, sitting fine this week. Obviously, the 4 eels is cool. 4 next week, that's going to be great. In round 20 as well, they're going to be very, very helpful. You have the couple of centers. Team's looking good right now, so yeah, I wouldn't be looking at any other trades. Just be aware that those guys, especially if you've run out basically of trades now, they're unlikely going to be guys you want to be grabbing from here on. So for trading from here on, for the most part, like there's going to be injuries, it's going to be suspensions, going to be plenty going on. So I'd avoid just looking to trade really good players out and just save it for some issues that may arise. Okay, a couple more to go here. Let's go. 741 overall rank. Very, very good. Very, very good. 605 rank last week. Has used 3 trades. I had 7 at the start. Made top 500 in round 13. Then slowly dropped out of the 1,000. And now back to 741. Not sure about the trade. Should I go for one of IPAP or Grant and then get 2 mid-rangers? Little or Egan? Little's definitely an option in the hooking position. Or Leilua for edge or something like that. Leilua, I probably would have grabbed last week, to be honest with you. The 3 trades there. Teddy to IPAP, Liero to Grant, Turpin to Simkin. Personally, mate, I'd probably just look at holding Tedesco this week. Go Trent Liero to IPAP. And if you want, you can go Turpin to Stimkin. But if you can avoid that too, maybe just the 1 trade, Liero to IPAP, if that gives you any kind of ability. I doubt it does, considering, you're doing a big upgrade. But, you're doing a big upgrade with Grant, so maybe you don't have to do that. And if you can, it leaves you 93 in the bank. If you can just do maybe the 1 trade this week, leave Turpin in there, leaves you some extra trades, or you can do probably 2, but I wouldn't do a 3rd. On this front, given you have a decent amount of players there, you should have the 17 on the park. Grant's going to help this week, but then he's likely to, he's going to miss 19, likely to miss 20. So I'd probably look at just the 1 trade if you can, mate. But well done on where your team's at, that's for sure. All right, here's Matty. We'll finish off with this one and some more questions. Okay, he absolutely killed it last week. Got like 12,000 points last week. No, it was like 1,070, something crazy. Came 6th last week, so back in business. A rank of 3,300. Team value a little bit low, but plenty of cash in the bank, thankfully. 6 trades remaining, so good stuff there. He's got his guns, he's on the chopping block, his cash cows, his everything going on. Having Cogger in the team was awesome. He still had a few guys that didn't play particularly well, like he had Boyd with 34 as 1 and Lemuelu 34, these kind of guys there. So what do you think of this assessment? Do I have as many keepers as I think? Madison still needs to prove himself. I'd still have Madison as a keep. If the Eels aren't absolutely dominating every week and scoring 1,000 points, then he's going to be fine. I was hoping for more of a climb during Origin. Yeah, kind of just been hanging, haven't you? Anywhere under the 10k mark. So I love how your graph is so big because you've had you got out to the 50,000 or so in the second week. So pretty funny. Trades last week. Oluwapu to Valtafari worked out well. Good stuff. Possible trade-ins: Hines, Papali'i, Blore, Nicara, Fanua Blake. Trade-outs: Patolo, Lemuelu, Johnston, Fisher, Harris, Marnie. All right. Trade-in ideas: Patola to plus Lemuelu to Hines and Bikura. Yes. Just lock that in, man. You're gonna want You're really gonna want Hines this week, and I think unlikely he makes Origin. So I really just think those 2 trades are locks in. You have 4 available next week. That if anything arises, any issues come up, you can lock them in and do a good job there. Hines, best option there. 100% better captaincy option than Johnson. So I'd be locking in on the Hines one and continue the good rounds, man. That's an awesome effort. All right, let's get back into those questions, then we'll finish that off. So thanks, Legends, for being here and watching this one. I especially appreciate all you guys that even if you don't have a trade left right now and you're still watching these videos, you're a ledge. But you do need to learn, because you will have trades in a couple of weeks, that's for sure. Alrighty, IPAP or Bateman a better option? I'm thinking IPAP. Yeah, a bit cheaper at the moment, so he's a good one. Move back to his preferred right side. Garrick or Drinkwater this week? I'd probably get Garrick personally. Drinkwater's a lot more, about the same, aren't they, price-wise? So I think Garrick at fullback is a slightly better average than what Drinky does, but Drinky's playing amazing. So, and they have an extra buy, whereas Garrick has just the 1 buy left. So that's something to think about as well. Doing Burton and Olapu to Hines and Hands. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Burton plays this week, should be able to score well, has been scoring well. I can understand it, but Hands is out this week as well. So Munster, potential trade-in for sure. Let's go last couple. Who would trade in for Paps or out for Paps? Collins, Madison, or Nelson? You have all 3? If you have all 3, Collins would be the guy that's not the keeper. But yeah. Who are the top 3 wing fullbacks without considering buys in Origin? Lewis says, I think potentially Drinkwater, Garrick, and Buller. I still think Teddy's up there. Obviously, he's been scoring, pretty much until except for the 20 and the 15. He gets over 50 pretty comfortably. But Drinkwater's been great. Garrick will be there, I'd say, at some point. Latrell will be there. Buller won't be. I think he'll be like 5th or 6th. Who else we got in our sides there? Chance has been great, but I doubt he'll be there at the end of the year. There's just not a lot, to be honest with you. A lot of, Ponga, I think, is a good chance of being there. So there's a bunch of guys that are probably middling around that 48 to 52 type of average. So if you've got a mixture of any of them, I think you're going to be fine. Trading in Jake Trbojevic, not super exciting. I think Coach Cleary is playing with us with Hosking as he was late edition last week as well. How could you leave out such a devastating attacking weapon against a Storm of all teams? He's taken the piss because they have Martin. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Not sure about the current thing as well, mate. But Hosking, they have Sorensen playing incredibly well. They have Liam Martin. Hosking, I think this is his first full year of playing in the NRL. It just is obviously really hard. So for him to have a little bit of time in New South Wales Cup, to play some lesser minutes some games, he must be carrying a little bit of something as well, because he's had games where they've just rested him completely. So there's that. Hosking, the reason why he came in last week as a late addition was because of all the Origin guys coming out. So the Origin guys are back and he's out as well. So that's that video, guys. I hope that one helped. Got plenty involved in that. I answered a lot of questions. I hope that helps. And good luck with your trades this week. See you later.